Sometimes I think happiness is pretty simple, and it is just walk around and see around, and preferably with your loved one. Yeah, maybe you are expecting great things like fantastic or amazing things happen in your life. Maybe you're looking for the next promotion, or you're looking for your child to grow up, or you're looking for the most exotic experience you can buy with money. It could be a epic concert. It could be the next travel to some place exotic. But I think that's all external. I think sometimes happiness really is just relies on some of the fundamental things that we do. Particularly for me, it's walking, and basically it just walk around and see around. It doesn't have to be like in a place that is you've never been before. Maybe it could just a neighborhood. It could just be like this is a local sports field, a track field in a community, and there are people walking or running. And for me, this is happiness. I can just walk and think about things and just see things and see other people doing similar things to you. And I think this some kind of I think this builds within the human beings that we love to be in motion, and because we need to make sure the environment is safe, and also we have this DNA to explore our environment. So for me, this walking is basically two things together. You got a time to spend on your own, and you gotta think about just de-stress after a day's work, and then you got time to ruminate and to think things through, or maybe just to think about nothing. And I think this is pure happiness for if you. It doesn't matter if you're an extrovert or you are introvert, but you better spend some quality time with yourself, just to know yourself better, and just to give yourself a room to become whole again. I mean, sometimes I found that after spending time alone, I become whole. I become a human being. I become independent again. Mostly throughout the day's engagement activities, we are like one of the community. But sometimes we forget that we came here alone, and we're gonna leave here, we're gonna leave life alone. So, I mean, it's worthwhile to spend some quality time with yourself. And for me, this is source of happiness. I mean, sometimes when I'm feeling down, I'm feeling stressed, I'm feeling overwhelmed from work, I always find the value to simply just walk and distress, just walk, and magically things will, the troubles, the anxiety will fade away, and magically you will come up with solutions to your problems. But it doesn't happen all of a sudden. You need some time to build up, to get accustomed to. Maybe for me it's within like walking into like 30 or 40 minutes then, and many ideas were starting to pop up in my mind, and these could be like insights or a decision I needed to make but I couldn't make due to anxiety, due to undecisiveness, or due to many other factors. But as you walk, I think my experience that many ideas or many solutions start to emerge. And also, I think this is for the self, along walking, but I think more preciously is walking is the timing. I mean, I usually recall that some of the best conversation I used to have with my wife or with my friends or with my loved ones are basically mostly happen during walking, right? We could just walk in the neighborhood, and we just, after dinner, and we're just trying to get a better digestion. But during this time, we were able to talk about many things. It could be our worries or our aspirations or troubles at work or what we're gonna do next. And so this is the time that because we're sharing the moments and together, and we're looking the environment, the peripheral things together, and we're walking, we're exercising our cardio system. And that is when the exchange of information becomes fluent, becomes in the flow. And many of the best conversation I used to have and usually happen during just me and my wife. We're just walking, and we don't have an agenda in mind, but sometimes we just let the conversation flow, and we came to creative solutions, or we came to an agreement of, especially when we're facing some major decision making in our life. For example, like 20 years ago, if I should quit my musical career and become a employee, or if we should accept the offer for specific company, or what's my next career move, so I can climb the ladder and we improve our working and life conditions, so our families are thriving and getting better. And also my wife's decisions to start her own business, and we talk about her business model and even the name for his business and so on. I mean, these conversations are usually not happening when we're sitting idle in the couch in our house. Usually these meaningful conversations happen during we're just walking around and side by side without a specific agenda. We just come up with all the ideas for them. Or maybe it's when we are in the car and we are driving somewhere, we're driving long distance. I mean, in that situation, it's pretty similar to walking side by side together. And that's why I think, and usually not just for creative problem solving, I mean, walking together is so good for building bonding together. I used to have the walking meeting with my colleagues, with my team members when we were going through their performance review. Instead of sitting in the meeting room, and we just take a small walk at the company's the small track with there's a walking path. Actually, it's not so big, but there's some trees or some flowers and even a small pond. So it will help us to take it easy and just have a more, we're not going so formally sitting there like interview. We're just walking, we're just two friends and walking together and just giving opinions and feedback honestly. So I think that's the value of walking. And I remember some of the most productive performance interview also happened during the walking with one of my teammates. And we formed a very good bonding during that 1 hour walk. Instead of sitting inside my office, and we're just like, going really like an interview. So I think that's the value of like walking together. So I would encourage you, it doesn't have to be like a place that is very exotic or something somewhere you've never been before. Maybe just it's in your neighborhood or in the cities but just develop this habit to walk around and share and talk. And I mean, I know some of the best, some of the couples who get along well are usually couple who spend their time. They will book their time. They will have a time frame where they always walk together. And in our culture, it's mostly after dinner to help you digest. So after dinner, the couples will just go out and walk in the neighborhood, in the small park, or in the blocks. So some of the best You know, some of the most loving couples have these habits. And also, if they suddenly stop walking together, and it's pretty likely that they may have some troubles maintaining their relationship. Well, this is just anecdotal. It's not statistics. This is just what I witnessed and discovered. So if you want to, this is a tip for you if you want to maintain and upkeep your marriage, is just to make sure to book time to walk side by side with your spouse. And sometimes it could end up like arguing, or it could end up just talking about your feelings, or you could end up like fighting. But it doesn't matter, but just have this ritual that you guys walk together and share opinions and just talk. And more often than not, I think maybe you will continue to see that you are able to have meaningful conversations. And I mean, on the long run, this is for me, it's a fundamental thing. It's a foundation of happiness, and it's basically free. Walking, find an environment to walk. It doesn't cost you money. Yeah, you need to buy a pair of shoes, but you always have shoes, right? So basically, it's free, and I don't find a downside for that. So I would encourage you to take more walk, to spark your creativity, for your health, to your mental well-being, and also to maintain your relationship with your loved ones or with your friends. So just walk more.